Hi. Colour is really important in our lives, and when it comes to the clothes that we wear and the colours we choose to put on our face, it has a massive impact on how good we look. My name is Tricia. I'm founder and MD of Look Fabulous Forever, and we have a range of products specifically formulated for older eyes, faces and lips. And within the range, we have perfect colours if you're cool-toned or warm-toned. This video is all about cool-toned skins like mine, and it will show you how to use the right colours for your eyes, your cheeks and your lips so that you end up looking especially gorgeous. I hope you enjoy it. Our model for this video is going to be Sue, who I hope you can see is cool-toned, but I'll explain a little bit more about how that works in a minute or two. And the makeup artist is Linda, and she's going to show you all the lovely techniques on Sue. At the moment, Sue is wearing a colour which she really shouldn't wear. In other words, this warm orangey tone is completely wrong because she is cool-toned in terms of her skin. What cool-toned skin is, it has a blue undertone. And it is definitely important to wear the right colour next to your face, but also the right colours on your face. Now, I'm going to illustrate the colour that Sue should be wearing with another scarf now. I hope you can see the contrast now with the first scarf, which was all wrong, and this scarf is all right for Sue. It's because its purpley, pinky, bluey tones are perfect with Sue's lovely silvery hair. However, hair colour is not necessarily the indicator of skin tone. If you're not sure what you are, it may help you to get some kind of professional advice because sometimes it's difficult to tell. But once you get it right, you really do look loads better. So it's important. What we're going to do in this video, we're going to show you how to apply colour to your face, which is appropriate for whatever skin tone you have. Now, to begin with, Linda is going to prepare the eyelid to take colour on top, and she's going to do that using the eyelid primer. As you can see, it's flesh coloured, so it goes on over the eyelid, which neutralises any discoloration that you might have. And what's brilliant about eyelid primer is that it keeps anything that you put on top in place all day and on into the evening, so it's an essential item in your makeup bag, really. Linda has already applied Sue's face makeup, so she's already got her base on. She's got base 02, and she's put that on top of the face primer. This early part of doing your face up is all about taking colour away rather than adding colour, so it's about neutralising skin tone, so making sure that it's even. And she's now doing the same effectively with the eyelids. So, brows next. As with many older women, Sue has got quite sparse eyebrows. However, she still has, the inner corners are quite full, but she's kind of losing or lost some of the definition from the centre outwards, really. So the brow shape is brilliant for just filling in any gaps that you've got and making sure that your eyebrows are a perfect arc. So the brow shape has given some definition back to Sue's eyebrows. Now you might think that because the brow shape is actually quite a dark brown that it wouldn't be appropriate to use on Sue, given that she has such beautiful white hair. However, just use it very lightly, so light strokes, lightly applied, and it won't be too heavy. It's a question of how much you apply rather than the colour. So I think you can see what Linda has done there. So shaking it up, applying it in light feathery strokes, and just using a brush. We have brush number 6, and making sure that it's blended well. So already that's given a nice definition to Sue's eyes. So we've started to add colour, but quite subtly. The next thing we're going to use is the Silver Mist lid colour. This is absolutely beautiful when you have cool tones in your skin. It's a perfect silvery, lovely, slightly purpley in the container, but don't let that freak you out, because when it goes onto the eyelid, as you can see, it actually goes on as this lovely, soft, silvery colour. So Linda's putting it on with the sponge applicator, and then she's going to use a brush just to smooth that into the eyelid. We have a brush number 7, which is perfect for this. Okay, so doing it obviously onto the other eye. When you first use the Silver Mist lid colour, you might find it slightly sticky, but don't panic, just let it dry. Blend it well. Remember, you're putting this on top of the lid prime. And once it is dry, it won't feel sticky at all, and it really, really will stay and last all day. So now some shadow. This is taupe, and it's being applied by Linda using, again, brush 7. And because Sue has slightly hooded eyes, she's going to put it above the lid colour and onto that part of the eyelid which needs to create the illusion of an eye socket. So she's darkening that area. Remember that light brings things forward and dark takes things away. And so again onto the other eye. You really can create some brilliant effects with eye makeup, making your eyes look bigger, more open. And as I said, because you're creating the illusion of an eye socket, you are making hooded eyes definitely look better because you're giving them definition. Now, any eye makeup that you apply needs to be blended really well. Otherwise you get sharp edges, which doesn't look attractive. So Linda's taking a big clean brush and she's just working that eyeshadow in so that there aren't any hard lines. So next thing is some charcoal shade, and what she's going to do with this is to create a line which she's going to push into the base of the eyelashes so that the eyelashes look thicker. So far we've used 3 colours on the eye. We've used the Silver Mist lid colour, the taupe eye shade, and now we're using charcoal for the line above the lashes. Those 3 colours are complementing Sue's undertone of her skin, which is cool, her blue eyes and her gorgeous white hair. Lovely. So Linda's just adding a little bit more of the charcoal to the outside edges of the eye. If you do extend that line and wing it slightly, again, you can make the eyes look bigger. That's really pretty. What we're doing here, we don't really want a hard, sharp line, which can be very aging and can look too heavy. So this is a softer, more subtle look. It's prettier. Some people might say that as we get older, we really shouldn't wear very much eye makeup at all, which is just not true. It's a question of wearing the right eye makeup, the right colours, and applying it in a nice, blended, subtle way so that it looks pretty. Obviously get rid of any excess that falls on top of your cheeks with a nice big fat brush like that. We have a brush number 1 that does that job really well. And now, curling your eyelashes. I don't know whether you do that normally, but it really can have a lovely effect. So the way to do it is to ensure that you're not grasping any of the skin on your eyelid. You'll know immediately if you have, because it's really painful. And then you pump and squeeze the eyelashes, which pushes them back and up. This can make a huge difference when you come to put your mascara on. So mascara next, which of course is another colour that you're going to apply. It's black mascara, and this is the final touch to any eye makeup that you do. Completes the look and makes a huge difference to how your eyes look when they're finished. So some on the bottom lashes. You'll notice that we didn't put any colour underneath Sue's eyes. Just some mascara, which is enough. So onto the upper lashes, zigzag motion which pushes the mascara into the roots of the eyelashes, and then sweeping it up so that you're pulling the eyelashes into the best position so that they look thicker, just generally more luscious. Onto the other eye, and of course if you've curled your eyelashes first, then it's much easier to do that. And the effect of the mascara is it holds the eyelashes in the position that you've got them from having curled them. Okay, so now we're going to put colour on Sue's face. As I said, we have done the base already, which we've put on top of the primer to make it last for longer. And now colour on the face, again, has to be the right tone for her skin. And the right tone in our range is Rosy Glow. Blush is incredibly important to how the face looks when you finish the makeup. I always think it's just makes you look healthier, prettier, younger, fresher. Those Jane Austen heroines had something going for them when they pinched their cheeks because Darcy was riding by. You know, they knew the effect that they'd have with their lovely pink cheeks. And you may think as you get older you shouldn't have any colour or blush on your cheeks. But it needs to be the right colour, and it also needs to be subtly and beautifully applied. You can see where Linda has put it. So it's on top of the cheekbones. Don't think in terms of apples of cheeks, think of on top of the cheekbones. That's the most flattering place for it to go. And the last bit of colour we're going to add is lipstick. And the colour we've chosen for Sue is Soft Plum. Again, it's got a blue undertone to it. And because it's got a blue undertone to it, it matches perfectly with Sue's colouring. I think it's the most basic mistake that people will make when they're choosing lip colours, blush and eye colours if they don't know what the undertone of their skin is. You can be merrily slapping on makeup and it looks okay, but it doesn't look as good as if you know whether it's cool or warm toned, because once you get it right and you're doing everything to complement the skin tone that you have, it will work together and it will really make a difference to your finished look. So this has gone on top of our lip prime. which ensures that the lipstick stays in place. Linda actually applied that earlier so that it's dry, and then the lipstick goes on top. And it also means that you don't have to have a lip liner. You'll get a nice sharp edge if you use lip prime first, and you won't get any of that bleeding or feathering into the lines around the mouth. So there we have it. Beautiful eye colours, lovely cheek colour, and a gorgeous lip colour, all working together for Sue's wonderful, cool tones.